Hi, gang. It's day 9.
I know.
With Mike and Mary and the pandemic.
Yes. That's right. Business as usual.
With an asterisk.
Right. And today what we wanted to do is give you some tips on how to show properties in this situation we're in, where sellers are a little skitsy because they're afraid of people that are infected walking through their house. They're afraid they're going to get the virus. It might even cause people to say, we're going to take our house off the market until after this is over, or we're not going to list now because we don't want people walking through. And that's probably the worst thing that you can do, right? So did you listen to yesterday's message? Because we used yesterday the fear of loss and the amount of money they could be losing if they don't act now. So how do we protect our sellers, ourselves, and our buyers, and keep this real estate business of ours going?
Well, first way is up your game in video. You know, we have to sell homes.
That's right.
And open the door virtually to get buyers interested anyway. So there's 2 ways to do that. One, get the sellers to do a video if you're not allowed to leave the house. Give them some tips and techniques and make it about 7 minutes. That's a perfect length for YouTube videos, etc. And a second tip would be to use a Matterport 3-dimensional camera. In addition to your drone shots, get that 3D dollhouse look, and it can actually make the house look even better than it is.
That's true. And if your seller is willing, they could do a video walkthrough with the buyer. So let's say it's your buyer. Your buyer wants to see the inside of the house. So you link the seller and the buyer together. Now here's the deal. The seller does not talk. There's no monologue going over it. It's live. The showing is live. And then that allows the buyer to say, stop, wait a minute, show me the fireplace again. Mm-hmm. So you can actually do a live walkthrough.
An interactive video.
That's right. Yeah. So there's a couple ideas.
If you're allowed to leave the house.
Or drive down the road, yes.
Yeah, do you remember the good old days when we used to all go in the same car?
Oh, yeah.
Not anymore. Now you go in 2 cars.
Right.
2 separate cars. And text the seller as soon as you arrive so that they can leave the house and not have to share the same air with you and the buyers, and that keeps them safe.
And years ago, of course, we would set up showings from 12 to 2. Well, we don't have that luxury anymore. So that seller can be told, hey, we're in the driveway. The seller then opens the front door, opens the screen door or storm door, props it open. Everything's open. Every closet door, every cabinet. Now there's no need for your buyer or yourself to touch a doorknob.
And don't forget the light switches too. Make sure they turn the lights on.
Right. So the seller turns everything on, opens everything, and walks out the back door, stands in the backyard or in the carport or the garage while the buyer walks through the house. Hands in pockets, or you can also glove them.
Don't touch anything.
Right. You could glove the buyer and or put booties on the buyer. And we found that some of our students are even having the showing agent or the buyers sign a statement that says, I have no symptoms at this time. So there's one little extra layer of protection.
Now, if you're going to do open house, there's 2 ways to do it. If you can't leave the house and go to your listing, you can do a Facebook Live open house.
Right.
And if you can, what our folks are doing is they're posting a sign on the front door. Only 1 couple will be admitted at a time. They got gloves and booties at the front door, and then they hire a sanitizing company so that at the end of the open house, the company comes in, sanitizes the house top to bottom, seller's okay.
And if nothing else, you can always write an offer subject to the buyer having a walkthrough 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now or whenever this crisis virus thing is over with, right? So let's come to an agreement on price. Let's take a walkthrough of the house in a couple of weeks to confirm that we're moving forward.
And even when the pandemic is over, there's every possibility that a lot of these measures that we're adopting now are going to stick with us because they make sense. And it is safer to do it that way. We've been piecemealing our business into virtuality for about 10 years now. Whether it's a listing appointment or a showing or an open house or making an offer, we can do everything virtually now. So put the whole package together, all the pieces of the puzzle, and this will keep you working and keep you earning while we're going through this incredible, exciting reinvention.
Yeah. Work for your sellers. Work for your buyers. We know what the market is now, so let's not let anything stop us.